Hello everyone, welcome to today's class, and our title today is Train Leaves Early to Arrive on Time. Let's start with the warm-up questions. 1번. How often do you travel by train? 얼마나 자주 기차로 여행하나요? 기차로 타요? Not very often. I don't take the subway very often these days. I don't take the train very often these days. I usually drive to work because it's more convenient, and it's just the convenience of having a car rather than having to jump on the subway, because where I work isn't actually very close to a subway station, and when I have to travel from one place to the other, it's actually faster if I travel by car than I travel by public transport. So I'm more likely to travel by car than travel by train or subway. So maybe once every couple of months I might travel by subway or train, but not very often these days. 2번. Do the trains in your country usually run on time? 당신 나라의 기차는 보통 제 시간에 운행되나요? In Korea, I think they run very much on time, except they're pretty good, I have to say. But I live on line 4, and line 4 is pretty notorious for having really inconsistent trains, or always having to have to wait a very long time just to get to my train stop. There's always like the last train ends at Sadang, and it takes like 15-20 minutes for the next train to come. I'm not a big fan of line 4 at all. Otherwise, I think like Korean trains are pretty well timed. When I lived in Australia, they were horrible. You didn't even know if they were coming or not. Like they have a timetable, but you didn't know if they were ever going to come on that timetable. So yeah, when I lived in Australia, it was very rare that they came on time. But now that I live in Korea, they do let you know. But on line 4, for me anyway, it's horrible. I just don't like line 4. It's one of the worst lines, I think, to live on, in my opinion. Alright, now let's look at the vocabulary and repeat after me. 1번. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. 멈추다, or 차를 멈추다. The train pulled up, let off its passengers, then closed the doors and drove off before anybody could board. So to approach and stop, and we're usually talking about a vehicle in this situation. 2번. mutter. 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 중얼거리다, 투덜거리다. I muttered a Korean number between 17 and 19, so it's 18, watched the train disappear, then caught the next one and barely made it to my appointment. To say something in a low, mumbled voice, so like that. That's muttering. 3번. maintenance. 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 보수, 유지, 관리. Trenitalia, the company that operates the train, has explained that maintenance work was being done on the regular tracks. So, to keep something in working order, such as checking that all the parts are not broken, everything is clean, etc. 4번. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. 심각한 일이 아닌, 그렇게 심각한 일은 아닌. Those passengers were given a choice of receiving a refund or boarding a train 40 minutes later, so it wasn't exactly the end of the world. It basically means not a serious problem. 5번. disgrace. disgrace, disgrace. 망신 or 치욕 or 불명예. Opposition politicians called it a disgrace and said that the Minister of Transport, Matteo Salvini, should apologize. Another word for disgrace is shameful. 6번. Look into something. Look into something. Look into something. 조사하다, 검토하다. He also says his agency is looking into Trenitalia incident. The Trenitalia incident. So another word would be investigate. Okay, so that was the preview section. Now let's move on to the review section.